Lewis Hamilton's 2025 Miami Grand Prix was a race full of frustration, confusion and tension between him and the Ferrari team. What started as a weekend with some hope, especially after a good performance in the sprint race, quickly turned into a disaster. The problems didn't just come from car performance or tire choices, they were deeply rooted in poor strategy, bad communication, and delayed decision-making. The situation became so bad that Hamilton was furious on the radio, and the world got to hear it all live. After securing third place in the sprint on Saturday, by cleverly switching to slick tires earlier than most, Hamilton entered Sunday's race with a quiet sense of confidence. Ferrari looked like they were learning and responding well. But that feeling didn't last long. On race day, Ferrari chose split strategies for their two drivers, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. While this is sometimes a smart move to cover more possibilities during the race, it can also lead to chaos if not managed correctly. Unfortunately for Ferrari, this was the case in Miami. Hamilton started the race on fresh medium tires, hoping to use that early grip to gain an advantage. Meanwhile, Leclerc was on hard tires, aiming for a longer first stint. However, as the race unfolded, the two drivers found themselves running close together on track, and Hamilton ended up stuck behind Leclerc. This became a huge problem because Leclerc's hard tires were slower, and Hamilton was wasting the performance of his mediums by sitting behind his teammate. As Hamilton tried to catch Kimi Antonelli's Mercedes, the situation on the radio started heating up. Hamilton was clearly frustrated and said, "Stop talking to me while I'm freaking in battle, man. You're in the braking zone and you're talking to me." His tone was sharp, and it was obvious he was losing patience. A few minutes later, his frustration only grew as he asked for more information on tire performance and strategy. "How far are people ahead of Charles? I'm just burning up my tires behind him," he said, trying to push the team to act. His race engineer, Riccardo Adami, tried to respond calmly. He said, "Understood, Antonelli is 6 seconds ahead of Charles." But Hamilton wasn't satisfied. "So you want me to just sit here behind the whole race?" he shot back. The tension between driver and engineer was now plain for all to hear. Still, Ferrari didn't immediately act. Then came the instruction that tipped Hamilton over the edge. Adami told him, "I want to keep DRS to Charles. Go ahead like this." DRS, or drag reduction system, can help a driver gain speed when following another car, but in this case it felt more like an excuse not to swap positions. Hamilton responded sharply, This is not good teamwork, that's all I'm going to say." He reminded the team about China, where he had moved aside for Leclerc because they were on different strategies. He expected the same courtesy now, but it was not being offered. Finally, after much delay, Ferrari agreed to swap the cars, but it was already too late. By the time Leclerc let Hamilton through, the gap to Antonelli had widened, and the window of opportunity to chase him down had closed. Hamilton, full of sarcasm, said, "Have a tea break while you're at it, come on." The team told him that Antonelli was now 4.9 seconds ahead and asked for a push. Hamilton responded with bitterness, saying he had already used up his tires. From that point, it became more of a defensive race than an offensive one. He was no longer chasing Antonelli, he was just trying to hold position. Still trying to salvage something, Hamilton asked, "Am I catching or not?" Adami told him, "Need a 30.7 to catch in 6 to 7 laps." Hamilton replied, "Let me know where I'm losing." Adami gave some data. Antonelli 31.7 last lap. But the information was coming in late, and Hamilton's mood wasn't improving. Then, just when things seemed like they couldn't get worse, Ferrari changed the plan again. They told Hamilton to let Leclerc pass in turn 17. He asked, "So you don't think I can catch up or what?" Adami replied, "Yes," but the timing of the instruction was bad again. Ferrari told Leclerc first, not Hamilton, and by the time everyone was aligned, the move was missed at turn 11. Eventually, Hamilton gave up the position at turn 17, but the damage had been done. Adding to the chaos, Carlos Sainz, the third Ferrari driver, was closing in. Adami warned, "Sainz is 1.4 behind." Hamilton, dripping with sarcasm, replied, "You want me to let him pass as well?" The race ended with contact between Sainz and Hamilton in turn 17, but Hamilton held his ground and finished in 8th place. After the checkered flag, Adami said, "Good effort out there, good job." Hamilton didn't reply. The silence said everything. After the race, the mood inside Ferrari was grim. Leclerc admitted there was a lot of frustration. A lot. He said there were things better discussed with the team directly, but it was obvious that the race had been poorly handled. It was a very difficult Sunday. I was very, very angry, Leclerc confessed. He said he tried to stay off the radio because he was losing focus from all the chatter. Even though he didn't blame Hamilton for the tension, he acknowledged that the swap had been too slow and unclear. Leclerc also expressed concern about Ferrari's overall performance. He said that in the previous triple header, the team had been getting the most out of the car. But in Miami, they were far off the pace. "We have to understand why," he said. "We are not fast enough." Hamilton, for his part, didn't hold back either. Speaking to the media after the race, he said the team needed to make decisions faster and stop wasting time arguing. He admitted to being sarcastic on the radio and said it was out of frustration. It wasn't clear what they wanted to do, he explained. He said he thought he had a chance to catch the cars in front, but being stuck behind Leclerc cost him too much time. "They took a long time to make that decision," he added, "and at that moment I was definitely frustrated." Even Ferrari's team principal, Fred Vasseur, tried to calm the situation. He said the team only took about a lap and a half to decide to swap the cars, which is around a minute and a half. "You can always argue it would have been better to do it earlier," he admitted, "but we didn't know if it was just the DRS effect or if Hamilton was truly faster." He defended the decision and said that once they understood Hamilton was quicker, they asked for the swap. Vasseur also explained Ferrari's team policy. If they ask the drivers to swap, it's because they believe the second car is faster. If the move doesn't work, they switch back. "I didn't see a lot of other teams doing it," he pointed out, trying to show that Ferrari was at least trying something bold. He even blamed the delay in radio communication on the Formula One management's broadcast system, saying that messages sometimes appear out of order to viewers at home. But excuses aside, Ferrari left Miami with more than just a few points. They left with tension between their drivers, a spotlight on poor decision-making, and a growing storm of criticism from fans and the media. Analysts questioned why a team with so much experience still made such avoidable mistakes. Fans took to social media, comparing Ferrari's pit wall to a committee stuck in a group chat, slow, confused, and out of sync. Hamilton joined Ferrari hoping for a fresh start, new motivation, and a team that could fight at the front again. But Miami was a painful reminder of the problems that have haunted Ferrari in recent years. Slow strategy calls, unclear communication, and hesitation under pressure. These are the issues that have cost them many races in the past, and they're still happening now. Leclerc, despite being with the team for years, is still facing the same frustrations. The feeling that Ferrari isn't reacting quickly enough or maximizing their chances is something he has voiced before.